Greetings to everyone. I am PK Young, the president of COM Chicago, one of the presidential candidates for the AFOCOM USA elections that are scheduled to take place during the annual convention in Minnesota, organized June 16th to the 19th. I want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you, especially our fans, those who have supported us, those who have said a prayer for our campaign team. We say thank you. We thank you for giving us the energy to forge ahead. I want to thank in a very special way those who have decided to run on the same team with me. I'm thinking precisely about the Vice President, B. Brenda Akanini Befi. I'm thinking about our Secretary General, Nawain Fabiola Fo. I'm thinking about our Financial Secretary, Bobe Milton Chair. I'm thinking about our Organizing Secretary, Bobe Martin Tomo Ayambu, Jundo Ayambu, and I'm thinking about Bobe Cho Evaristus, who is our incumbent treasurer and decided to align with our agenda. I want to congratulate all of you for that decision so we can hold hands and see how we can ignite a passion for comm culture and transformative development in our organization. So we hope that what we have in store, you will be able to listen to us, you'll be able to give us a chance, you'll be able to give us your own ideas so that we can polish it and come up with something that we think can actually transform, come and put us on the map, put us on a whole new level. So to begin with, I would like to start by specifying what our vision is. And this is one of the things that I wanted to clarify, that there is a big difference between what we call a vision, a mission, and strategic goals. I did see a flyer out there that had more than about 10 visions for our organization. And I think that our organization only has one vision. And that one vision, we've understood it to be actually making AFOCOM USA one of the leading cultural and development organizations in the entire world. Of course, America leads, and we should strive for that. A vision is typically something that where you want to see an organization in the long term. And then a mission is whatever you want to be doing in order to achieve that vision. And typically we have only one vision. So we cannot have up to 10 visions for the same organization. So I believe that based on my understanding, what we did put out there were strategic goals, because strategic goals is actually what we need to be doing in order to be achieving that particular vision. What is it in the short term? What is it in a little bit longer term that we can be doing so that we end up being the most or the leading cultural development association that we have around the world. And our first strategic goal is actually to create an inclusive environment where peace, love, and empathy can thrive. So how are we specifically going to achieve this? We did come up with these strategic goals with the intention that if anybody wants to add to it, if anybody sees something that they don't think we should be focusing on, then they can give us feedback. And it's very, very important that we put this out there quite a while ago. Yeah, so just so we know, there is a big difference between the vision, a mission, and what we call strategic goals. Putting gas in your son's car is not a vision for putting someone to be a successor or the vice president over here is not a vision for it may just be one action item that you want to do, but that doesn't make it a vision for So whatever we have here are strategic goals. Those are strategic goals, and they each have their own little things, their own details, and the outcomes that I think we are going to be working on as a team. And none of this will be done without the approval of the general membership. So in a nutshell, when we start to look at everything that we have on our strategic platform, it is geared towards igniting a passion for culture and transformative development. So we are coming in with a lot of innovation. We think that we can leverage the expertise that we have within the organization. We think that we can leverage the expertise that the Android generation actually offers to us and be able to use it for positive energy that can help us, that can help come as a whole. Based on the first strategic goal, so before we used to use what we call a Yahoo group. Through email, we were able to communicate with each other. Those that could sign on to an email, they would get messages. Those that were not familiar with email, they were left to take care of themselves. So at some point, the Yahoo group has been closed. No Yahoo groups exist anymore. So it's been very difficult for our organization to keep in touch with its members. And I think our team plans to have a WhatsApp group. We will replace that with a WhatsApp group so that we can ease communication amongst ourselves. And through that particular WhatsApp group, we can keep members engaged and updated on everything that is happening within the organization. We don't have to wait for a convention before we know what is going on. And I think that's a really good thing. And through that forum, we can start to build relationships. We can start to build love amongst ourselves. We can start to show empathy to each other. We can start to develop peaceful ways of dealing with each other. And without that particular forum, it can be very, very difficult, especially with members at large. Members at large are those members who do not belong to a particular chapter, but still need a way to be able to show their calmness. So I think that when we have a forum like this one, we will bring in members at large and they will have a community with us. They will feel part of us rather than just being left to be by themselves since they do not have any chapter to affiliate with. So this is how we're going to start building relationships with each other, and it can only be better. And we are hoping that through this forum, we can build that support system for one another by supporting each other's businesses, by supporting our entrepreneurial ventures. We have a lot of our brothers and sisters that are doing wonderful, wonderful things out there. So this gives us room for networking, gives us room to advertise or to actually know what other people are doing. Through this forum, we also build love by actually celebrating and highlighting key accomplishments for members in our community. So there's a lot of PhDs that happened in the last year. And for some reason, some of us may never know. And we think that when we celebrate those things, they help to inspire others. Sometimes you see how somebody accomplishes something, and then you strive to do that. And that is also an avenue for great networking. So we are planning that if we get elected into office, we will be reaching out to a lot of the members that do not have a chapter. We will try to fish them out. We will try to bring them together. And then we build peace, we build love, we build empathy amongst ourselves. So we are also thinking that it will be a great way for us to build love amongst ourselves if we give respect to our title holders and the groups that actually represent our common traditional institutions. So now we have our Chisindos, they will constitute the Kwifoin bed. We have Njongsekom now. We are going to be encouraging creation of other cultural groups. It is a good thing for us. We can spread our culture in that way. We would also try our best to promote solidarity amongst members. I think it's a wonderful thing to be each other's keeper. It's a wonderful thing to be able to assist, give a helping hand to a brother or a sister. Through this particular forum, I think most of the time our grandparents are left out. They want an avenue where they can speak in the common language, and sometimes they don't have that. So this is going to be that one opportunity where we'll allow communication in a forum, in a common language, and people can feel free to express themselves irrespective of their age, irrespective of the fact that they do not want to speak English. So they can have an opportunity to speak the language that they are most familiar with. So I think this is going to be a much more inclusive, it is going to be a much more inclusive space where we believe that the resources for the organization are going to be equitably used amongst ourselves. Based on previous experience, we've been having it really, really difficult, especially when our Yahoo group actually closed down. The second strategic goal that we have is the learning and practice of our culture and language. Through this forum, we are going to have a structured way of dealing with our culture and tradition. We will have some days where we can dedicate those for anybody who has a question on culture. For instance, do you know the difference between Ndowi and Chawi? Do you know what it means to say Mabong Matungambang? What does that actually mean? So this is going to be an opportunity for us to be able to learn about our culture, because sometimes if we don't understand it, we start to reject it. We start to blame the practices. We start to blame the culture instead of looking at what those that are actually doing it wrong. So I think it will give us an opportunity to be able to speak in the language. I see that a lot of people admire, they admire the language, but when it comes to speaking it, they get scared that they're going to make errors. So this will be an opportunity for us to have a forum where you can practice speaking the language. You can do all kinds of different things at events. We will try to encourage that as well. We believe that if we're really a cultural organization, then we cannot really learn much culture if we only use the convention. The convention is only 3 days. And within those 3 days, we have just the Friday as a day for the culture. And I think we can do more. We will even try to create more room during the conventions to dedicate to culture. We believe that with the presence of a forum like this, that a WhatsApp forum, we will move most of the things that we do online, and then most of what we do at the conventions will be done virtually. Elections should be done virtually. Convention reports, we have chapter reports, they should be done virtually. And that will create a lot of room for us at the conventions. And it's also possible for us to discuss and vote on decisions on what in the WhatsApp forum. And that will cut down on how much time we spend at the convention. And then we can use that time to dedicate to kids programming during the convention, to kids cultural competitions, because I would like to see a cultural shows that are dedicated to kids so that it motivates the kids. So we can do those through chapters, and then we have the final competition actually happening during the Saturday morning that we typically use for long meetings. We can shorten that and then put in a kids program in the morning, because if we try to incorporate kids program on Friday at night, kids are usually tired and they're about to go to bed. So we want to be able to structure things in a way that most of what we do can be done virtually. And then when we go to the convention, it is to go and celebrate. It's not to go and spend time arguing on things because we didn't know. So we will give those updates as they come up. We will do most of our voting will be electronic, so we can just get things going all year round. So I think that's one of the great ways that we're going to be able to give room for us to practice our culture and language. So we would also afford the respect and dignity to our title holders and the traditional institutions that they represent. So we know that we have the Quifoin, we know we have Ubuntu, so we know we have Njongsekom, and we have Ngusenjong, we have Tumna, for instance, we have the Photocom, we have all the key title holders, both from the male side and from the female side. Now we are also blessed to have the Nanjongs here in the US, and I think that these are the custodians of our tradition, and it's important that we recognize them and give them the respect that they are due. So we will also encourage the creation of a One Talk USA group, which I think is present in other regions of the world, except here in the United States, that I think I have not seen one. I think it's important that this particular group be recognized for their role in the traditional administration. So I will keep this really short. Again, watch out for more videos that are coming out with details on the strategic pillars that we pointed out. And I think that these particular goals are not written on stone. There is nothing that Team PK would do without consultation. There's nothing that Team PK will do with their own power. So there's no reason to not give in an idea, so we can polish these ideas and proceed with these ideas as a team. I thank you so much for listening to me. stay tuned for the next strategic pillar.